You are given an opportunity to send one message to your 18-year-old self. What do you choose? Story 1. Hear the lottery numbers for the next 20 years. Go ahead and wreck the economy. There's no fudge difference. Story 2. My therapist asked me this once, and I was truly stumped because there was literally nothing I could say that would help me avoid the pain and suffering coming my way. I finally realized what I'd say is, I know it's hard right now, and you feel hopeless and alone. And I am so very sorry, but it's going to stay that way for the next 7 years. But you're going to get through it, and not just get through it, you're going to thrive. You'll be happy and strong and have a great career and a whole lot of love in your life. It gets better. Just hang on. Story 3. Me, at age 18. What the hell were you thinking when you did all that when you got older? Me, at age 55. Because I thought if I only live once, why not? Story 4. You will never reconcile what happens when you die, but you will get so tired of trying that it will fade. You will have years of joy, years of sadness, but when you are an old man, you will look back and decide that overall, things worked out for the best, and it was a life worth living. Story 5. Please don't take those pills. It'll fudge you up bad, and the consequences will follow you for some time to come. Story 6. One message. Listen, if I'm the one allowed to use the punctuation, then I have every confidence given the opportunity to send a single sentence length message to my past self with a mass of information, lists, examples, and good advice to live his life by, should he want to see more success than we currently have because of the lack of perspective forced upon us in ignorance, or, at the very least, leave him scratching his head in confusion, as the only message that comes across is pedantic rambling and condemnation of the loss of appreciation for good grammatical jokes in our current society that finds itself more focused on immediate meme-style images than the classic, waste-your-time bullshit paragraph jokes we've come to know and love. You know, if the message is only allowed to be one sentence. Edit. I told my wife about the premise of the post in her immediate response. You be nice to him. She knows me. Story 7. Invest. Don't do a degree in English philosophy, however easy you find it. Cut your mother completely out of your life now. In about 3 years, there'll be a girl called Jacqueline, and you'll need to be more patient than I was. Don't fudge it up. Invest. Story 8. Don't be so upset that you can't have kids with your first husband. He's a douchebag. Side note, wouldn't warn myself not to marry him, because while it was miserable, I got a lot of really great life lessons and lifelong friends out of it. Story 9. For the love of God, please finish your schoolwork. More importantly, make it a habit. You're not ever going to finish the work once it's late. Trust me. Don't ask for extensions unless you're 1,000% sure you'll actually finish and submit it by then. Seriously. You could do great things, probably, but no one's going to acknowledge that if you can't finish what you've started. Story 10. Stop hanging out with her. You can just send a breakup text. It would be so easy. Why are you still seeing her? Story 11. I'd like to tell myself that I shouldn't beat myself up so much over my choices because retrospectively, they weren't that bad. Story 12. Understand the allegory of the cave sooner so you can understand why humans keep shooting themselves in the foot. Story 13. Everything you believe is wrong, you incorrigible racist little piece of shoot, but you'll get better. Story 14. Real talk. I would tell myself to not call the ambulance that night and died. These 5 years haven't been any better. Story 15. Don't stress so much about what everyone else thinks. Focus on learning, making mistakes, and enjoying the ride. It all works out in the end. Story 16. 49-year-old father of 2 in the UK here. Message ID send is as follows. You are not as special as you think you are. Put in more effort. Story 17. In 2016, some seemingly unelectable clown is going to run for president and somehow win. Avoid the angst and disbelief and just accept the fact that you will be there when the unthinkable happens. Adams, Jay, Hamilton, Jefferson, Mason, Edel had a good run, but you will be there at the end to see their system collapse. Story 18. Where at on the spectrum of when I was 18? It was a very big turn in my life for me. He will be the one, but don't rush moving in together. Go to school and actually try. Start cooking at home. Eat out less. He's going to die at 37, so make him go to the doctor sooner so maybe you two will have longer together. First baby will be stillborn. Second will be early and blue with lack of oxygen, but it will all be okay in the end. Your last will be a spitting imagine of him. He will provide comfort when you need it most. Now don't be dumb and go buy Apple, Google, Bitcoin, Amazon, and when a company called Tesla comes out, buy that too. Make your mom go to the doctor the instant she begins complaining about the pain. Don't let her marry him. Tell her not to get the first divorce when you are 20. She needs that medical insurance to save her life. You are so much stronger than you can ever imagine. Story 19. Why would I send a message back 1 year? That makes no sense. Oh, I could tell myself to try to save someone who affected me greatly. Tragic end. Story 20. Probably one of the money ones. Any possible life advice, I already had people telling me that. I wouldn't listen any better to a random note. Story 21. Wake up. You are not in Wonderland. Do something for your future. Life is not as easy as you think. You are not that smart genius. Yes, you can do great things only if you treat them as great as they are, and you're willing to put that effort on them. And last but not least, fuck you and Moa love you. Story 22. Have your career set in place before you have kids, and buy this weird-sounding thing called Bitcoin the moments it comes out. Mid-2000s, even though it sounds silly. Just buy it as much as you can. Stay close to our parents. Story 23. Get out of your hometown. They're not your friends, no matter how much you want them to be. That place did damage you won't even understand until years later. Leave sooner. Heal faster. Story 24. Believe your gut instincts. You are almost always right. Cherish your family even more than you do now. They will be there for you when others aren't. Never settle for just any guy. You never will. Don't stress as much about what others think of you. Everyone has problems and skeletons. The assignment was one message. This is one message. LOL. Story 25. Keep on truckin'. I have kids, and I wouldn't want to change a thing that would make it so I don't have them. Story 26. Fudge your Roth IRA. Spend it all on Bitcoin. Sell and become a billionaire when they are worth $50K each. Story 27. Let him go. Followed a dude across the Pacific Ocean and the country to a state where I didn't know anybody. Stayed with him for 10 years, got married, just to find out he was cheating on me for a good 7 years of it. Should have just let him move on his own and stayed to follow my own dreams. Story 28. From 2025 you, skip college, go to IT tech school. Buy Cisco now, sell March 2000. Buy Amazon in 97, Apple Google in 04 hold. Mine Bitcoin 2010 hold. Liquidate and move broker first week of Sep 2011. Wait 30 to reinvest. Story 29. Honestly, the only big thing I would change, only being 20 RN, is not letting the dealership and my mother talk me into the 3K car warranty. Story 30. Listen to nobody and plow your own path. The advice you're currently receiving comes from a good place, but is tailored to a different person living in a different time. Story 31. In 2 years, you will hear about Bitcoin. Buy it, mine it, and never sell it, no matter how broke you are post-college in 2011. Story 32. Buy Amazon stock when it becomes available. 18 a share when it went public, 1997. It now trades at 222 after several splits. Story 33. The people around you aren't there to make you happy. You need to find happiness doing the things you love, not being around the people you love. Story 34. A comprehensive list of all future events and what stocks to buy. You said a message, didn't say how long. Story 35. Bro, please go to that university you wanted to go even though it's different campus. You can transfer campuses. And please don't expect anything ever from anyone ever again, or you will end up like me. Story 36. Don't take your teenage life so seriously. High school and the people you meet there don't matter. I would say focus on your study, but you're a teenager. Do what you want. I can't expect you to do everything. Life is so much more. Don't waste your time online. In 2022, you're going to meet the love of your life. Make sure you are at your current job before September 2022. Would put where I work but won't post that online, LOL. Make sure your credit is good, everything is paid off, and work on how you treat people, and socialize. One less thing to work on by age 32. Good luck, buddy. It's okay to have fun. But if your gut says don't do it, just follow that. Don't waste your time with relationships till you meet that love I told you about. She is perfect for you, and she will blow your mind. Also, it's okay to be a virgin later in life. Don't do it for religion or what others think. Promise you, man, you will enjoy experiencing it all with her. Story 37. Tough choice between giving stock advice to make myself rich or telling myself to get cancer screened in my mid-20s so I could avoid being diagnosed after 30 with an incurable stage 4 cancer that will shorten my lifespan quite a bit. If rich, I could at least enjoy life and feel like I could enjoy whatever time left instead of struggling paycheck to paycheck on disability. But obviously, not having a terminal cancer in the first place would be lovely. Story 38. Buy Bitcoin and sell a bit in 2 years, then a bit in 3 more years, then the rest in 5 years after that. You'll be fudge minted. Story 39. Leave the country now. You want to anyway. You have no obligations other than your parents and family. They'll understand one day in about 17 years. Pick anywhere but here and go. Story 40. Your family hasn't been able to overcome their own issues in life. Don't allow them to drag you down with them. They will try when you move to your own domain. At your wedding, the first child you make with your wife, and when you start your business. They will spin your experiences to paint themselves as the victim. They are resentful to themselves and their own inadequacies, not what you have achieved in realizing any sense of life and independency. Love your life, love your wife, and raise your kids to be better than you. When time comes, do. That's on them, not you. Get out now. Story 41. Friends come and go. Family stays. Just focus on yourself, man, and do that trade you wanted to do before it's too late. Not saying it's too late, Mo, but you may have your life more together and not stress about financial hardship. Story 42. She's not the one, and neither will the next couple dozen. Don't stay with anyone just because you find them physically attractive. Invest in NASDAQ stocks. Story 43. Study harder and graduate. Don't be lazy with your friends who don't contribute. And invest in Bitcoin in 2010. You can do it. Story 44. Go to university and get a degree any kind. Doesn't matter which one. I've noticed that a lot of bigger companies look for someone with a degree. It doesn't matter if it's applicable to the job you're applying for. Oh, and buy Apple and Microsoft stock. Story 45. Get your passport and get the fudge up out of Dodge. Also in 2 years, you'll really wish you got the fudge up out of Dodge. Story 46. You will never love another soul as much as you love her. Stop focusing on all the things you lack and learn to be someone worthy of being in her light. Story 47. I don't care if it's $50, but save money and talk to my guy as your advisor. It will fudge up the space-time continuum, but who the fudge cares? Story 48. Kelly is going to leave you, and there is nothing you can do about it. She cheated on you, and after March you will never see her again. The details do not matter. Move on. Better things come when you finally let go. Story 49. That 18-year-old nerdy boy that your friend made you meet, yeah, get talking to him sooner. He's in a bad place. Story 50. It's called snapping triceps syndrome, and it likely was from when you were pulled out of the tree and hit the ground. Don't stop complaining. And don't have them fused. Story 51. She's not your friend. End it now and never believe her again. It'll hurt for a bit, but your life will be better. Story 52. Don't go see those stars. You're gonna get arrested tripping balls on acid alone in the middle of nowhere. Story 53. A laundry list of stuff to invest in. And not to sleep with that one chick that shall be nameless. LOL. Story 54. Hey, dumbass. This is you from the future. Don't go to the Art Institute. It's a scam. Go to community college instead. Story 55. Stop smoking plant substance, drinking and hanging out with losers. Get sober and into recovery. Learn to type. Go to school. Study coding, computer science, and data analytics up to doctorate level. Buy Google, Amazon, Apple stocks. Buy Bitcoin and hold. Story 56. Don't look at your flaws as mistakes. They are life lessons. You will always be okay if you value yourself. Don't be around people who make you feel less than. Story 57. Don't go to this certain house. Don't start to smoke plant substance with these friends. It'll ruin your life for the next 15 years. Story 58. I'd tell them a big event that will happen in the future to confirm this message is true. Then tell them to invest big into Apple, Bitcoin, NVDA, etc. at the appropriate times. Tell them to fudge trying to live a traditional life. It's all going to hell. You won't make much progress. At least with the money, you can leave the U.S. with our dual citizenship and live a very good life elsewhere. Story 59. Break up with that girl that made me wait years to have intimacy and then dislike me doing psychedelics. I could have been with a girl that was willing to have intimacy, like every other girl in high school. I wanted a girl to trip with, or at least one that would be okay with me doing it. Story 60. Ditch the guys. Wait for a nice, kind person who is interested in birds, plants, fisk, stones, water. Story 61. What are the parameters of the message? Does it have to be text? Can there be images, audio? Is there a word count, character limit, sentence limit? Story 62. When you make a choice and then executing it feels like dragging yourself through a hostage situation, you've chosen wrong. Back out and choose differently. Listen to that instinct. It will save you a lot of energy, money, and pain. Story 63. Take better care of yourself. Push for a preventative mastectomy, even though you don't have any family history. Cancer sucks and will fudge your world up, but you'll get through it, for now. I don't know the future. Grow up a bit and finish school in something usable. Take more risks with jobs. You're a bad picker, so give up dating early. Get a dope apartment and golden girls it up with your friends. Save money. Story 64. One message. I'm going to interpret that as a letter or an email. Hey kid, your parents are going to get divorced this year, and soon you will stop believing in your religion. That's okay. You should believe in yourself. Your mom is going to need your shoulder to cry on for the next year or two. But don't let that stop you from moving forward. You have a calling, and it's going to keep calling. Get a job and go to college. But whatever you do, keep writing and learn how publishing works. And stop obsessing over every girl who shows an interest. You'll meet the love of your life someday, but you have to learn to love yourself before you can ever be truly happy in a relationship. Sincerely, future you. P.S. Here are some investment tips for the late 90s. Story 65. Not really in a spot where I could change a lot, but I'd tell myself to go for an engineering degree because it's not the maths that are scary hard. It's just that high school finals focus on all the impractical bullshit. And on top of that, my teachers were objectively shoot at it. Story 66. Take advantage of how well your body is doing right now. It's going to go downhill sooner than you expect. Story 67. I was fortunate for my parents to pay for most of college straight out of high school. I dicked around, partied hard, went through 3 majors in 3 different colleges, liberal arts, engineering, then business, then went back again 7 years later. Give those opportunities. My advice would be to stick your nose to the grindstone in college, and don't pick a major that's worthless without a doctorate, such as marketing or anthropology. I was still able to retire at 59.5 years, but without that putzing around, my net worth would be double what I have. Story 68. Considering that was only 5 years ago for me, it would probably be something along the lines of GTFO now, shoot just gets worse. Story 69. Don't let our parents sell that Disney stock they got for you until the company owns practically everything in 2025. And while you're at it, also make sure to sell all your classic Disney VHS tapes on eBay before they go missing after the move. Oh, and tell mom not to sign those papers dad gave her and to take as much money out of the joint account as possible before 2015. Defo, go ahead and buy that one Bitcoin for 600. It will pay off. You're going to do a great job, regardless of my advice. Keep trusting your instincts and your strength. You make us a bad mother fudge. I love you. Story 70. Here's the lottery numbers. Also wait until Azul 4 is at 0.6 BRL and then buy a fudge ton of it. Trust. Also don't worry. Story 71. I wouldn't say anything because at that point I'm doing boring AF classes that have no purposes for my current job. Story 72. Bro, it's you from X, years in the future. Bitcoin is worth over 100K right now. You would be set. Here are the lotto numbers, but not so much so it isn't calling too much attention. Story 73. Like one sentence or a 250-character limit. Buy lots of Bitcoin. And here are the stocks that will make you a lot of money. Netflix, Nvidia. Story 74. Here's the lottery numbers from when you turn 19. People who watch time travel in the future will be paying attention. Keep a low profile when you win. Act surprised. Smiley. Story 75. I was permitted to send a message, but knowing myself I won't listen until it's too late. Fudge off me. Story 76. Do not let that guy move in with you. He's just interested in using your sympathy to have a free food, free rides, and very discount housing. Story 77. Invest in Apple, then Bitcoin. Hold both until fall of 2020 and find a girl named Ledge. She's the love of your life. Find her and be yourself. Story 78. Do not date that narcissistic son of a meanie, but although I know it's impossible, I would like to keep my children. Same persons, but other dad. Story 79. Fudge having a relationship. It's fruitless. Just enjoy life as it comes single. Don't bother with strangers. They don't give a fudge about you, and neither you should with them. If people resent you just for living your life, resent them in spite by living. If ever you do interact with another human, keep receipts. Don't trust them fully. Don't believe every word they breathe. Don't think they are good. They are rotten just like everyone in this world. Story 80. Invest ASAP as much as possible in Apple, Microsoft, Bitcoin, and ID need to research a few more. I was 18 in 1986. Lots of room to make money. Story 81. You have AVNRT and an AV node defect. Make the doctors listen to you. Get the surgery to fix it as soon as you can. Story 82. Ugh, don't switch schools. Stay away from your parents all you can. As soon as you finish school, just travel a lot. Get in shape quickly and forget about men until you're 29. Thank me later. Story 83. Don't waste your time at the community college and go straight into the welding program somewhere. And then don't even get close to going out on the road. You're going to get burned out really fast and dislike it. Story 84. Buy Apple, TSLA, NVIDIA, Meta, and as much Bitcoin and just hold them shoot. Cash out call options in 2008 and 2020, mid-January. Re-up immediately after and buy leaps. Story 85. Just tell mom that you aren't going to college. You know that you aren't ready, and all you did was waste money and get pregnant. Go to a trade school, make enough to move out, and then plan your future. Stop listening to her. Story 86. Don't waste your time with ex-wife. She is not your princess to save. Dad is not your problem. He will self-destruct. 9292001 lotto numbers. Build an investment portfolio immediately. Google, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft at least. Buy land in southern Tennessee. Make friends with wife's maiden name family. And buy Bitcoin when it's considered a joke. Sit on it for at least 5 years and sell some if you have need. Sit on the rest till it goes over 100K per coin. Story 87. Bro, she's hotter than you could imagine. You'll love her more than anything in the world. Just be patient. Story 88. Just do it. Don't be scared. You don't know what comes in the future anyway. Don't do something just because you think it is the norm. Story 89. Don't let fear rule you. You are bright and capable. Your family have gaslit you. I lacked any confidence. I learned better, but it took a long time. Story 90. Tell Hell on Wheels to go fudge herself. 18-year-old me wouldn't get it, but a few years after it would click. Would have saved a lot of trouble. Story 91. I was 18 almost 2 years ago, and I don't think I could say much. My life hasn't changed much in that time span. Story 92. You deserve better than you believe you do. Sure, I could say to buy Apple stock, Bitcoin, whatever. Money would be great, but saving myself from all of my heartbreak due to falling in love with men who treated me like I wasn't worth shoot would be better for my soul. Story 93. Buy Bitcoin, don't sell it. Don't do substances, cause they're too much fun and you'll just want more when you're done. Except plant substance. Weed's cool. Gives you anxiety a bit though, so don't overdo it. Story 94. If you get the chance to go home to visit a week earlier than planned, take it. Don't miss your chance to say goodbye to Dad. Story 95. Lottery numbers. Invest in Bitcoin. Be patient and do not give up on Serena. And finally, when traveling through Louisiana, do not trust that shack restaurant and stay with fast food. My stomach is still not right. Story 96. Stay away from the doggy daycare. Maybe I still would have gone deaf, but I did go deaf working there, so. Story 97. She's gonna tell you that she was kicked out of her friend's app to ignore that hoe and go do a couple more keg stands. Story 98. Just keep doing what you want. You know why you do it. They're good reasons. Just remember to look up from yourself every now and then. Story 99. Go to college. Girls named Evelyn are a no-go. Keep working out. Do the paperwork now. Talk to both of your grandpas before it's too late. Story 100. Don't scoff at the DBA who asks you what you think of Bitcoin in 2009. Buy as much of that shoot as you can the day he asks you that question. Story 101. Humanity comes at a cost. Unified efforts to be the light of the world, not the darkness, makes it real clear to me the spiritual battle we see daily. Keep up the good fight. Story 102. Your talents will be partied too hard in chemistry. Pursue a career in quant finance, whatever the F that is. Story 103. You'll need your first of many root canals in 2015. On June 11th, take 1 Tylenol and 1 ibuprofen at the same time every 8 hours. It's safe and just as effective at eliminate pain as opioids. Do this, and you might prevent your brain from breaking and becoming a mental health patient for the rest of your life. Story 104. Go to university and enjoy the whole experience. The other door I could have walked through may have brought me in a totally different direction. Story 105. You're gonna gun for neurotech, bestie. Also, the AP Calc teacher is wrong. You can be an engineer. Just saved myself swapping majors 3 times and gave myself a confidence boost. For reference, I'm in my 20s, so 18 wasn't too long ago for me. Story 106. Don't go out with anyone. Don't sleep with anyone. Stay single and work hard. Save your money for uni. And when you get to uni, do botany. Story 107. In 4 years' time, when you split up with your girlfriend about something that could easily be fixed, contact her because she's thinking the same way. Story 108. I know you are creative, but you need a plan B while you try to succeed at plan A. Don't be afraid that you love working with children. Grad school is absolutely worth it. Become a therapist and continue your creative pursuits until you eventually can just be a creative. The starving artist's name isn't lying. There is a lot of starving you can avoid. Story 109. Girl, you're gay LOL. Like the real thing. You really like women. Avoid those 2 really hot women that flirted with you in college. The tall-short combo? Yeah, big trouble. Leave them alone. Don't fudge do it. You're gonna do it, aren't you? BC, you don't know. Okay, fine, at least leave the short one alone. She's crazier than the tall one. Real crazy. Not the fun kind. Also, liquefy all your stocks on November 15th, 2021. Reinvest January 3rd, 2023. Story 110. Do not believe the propaganda from neither side. Live your life. Do not waste time following other people's agenda. None of them care about you. They just care about their own interests and traumas. Story 111. You are a fudge idiot. That girl loves you still and will forgive everything even if you can't forgive yourself. Go back to her. Tell her everything, be specific, and list it out. If you won't do that, tell her the truth of how you feel. Don't lie and say you don't feel that way about her. Also, you need to not lose any of your emails. They will all have crypto accounts attached worth far more dipshit. Story 112. People around you are literally working together to entrap you and F with you, to hurt you and hurt others. It's not normal and it's not right. Trust your judgment. Ask her out. Story 113. Leave her now. It will hurt, but staying will hurt more. But then I wouldn't have my kids. I would stay 1,000 times over if it meant I had them. Spend time with mom. She will be gone way before her time. My one true wish. Buy Bitcoin, January 2013. Sell, October 2025. Money would be nice, but I'm living either way. You said one message, not how many sentences. Story 114. Do not look at the guy with the long blonde hair, blue eyes, and black fringe leather jacket. And to go along with that, never date a singer in a rock band. Ever. Story 115. Spend all the time you can with mom because you've only got 1.5 years left with her. One of your best friends in college will die early. Don't hesitate to tell everyone that you love and value them. You don't and will never know everything, and that's okay. You don't need to make yourself over with every man you meet. Being yourself is good enough, I swear. You feel lost now, but I promise it'll be okay. Story 116. Find a job. I'm 20, and it's already been months since I started trying to get hired. A 2-year notice would be great. Story 117. Go doctors and get your head sorted. Don't break up with her for that reason. Start going to the gym. Start that YouTube channel. Learn programming. Story 118. Don't let other people's expectations and approval push you into life choices you don't really want to make. Story 119. Break up with that MF, and for the love of fudge, do not go to college with him 1,000 miles away from your family. Story 120. If he raises his voice, puts his hands on you, talks down to you, or embarrasses you in public, they doesn't love you. Story 121. Well, I literally turned 19 today, so I guess D's nuts or something IDK I'm 19. What do you want me to do? Story 122. Create cozy spaces wherever you live. They'll save your mental health more than you know. At 18, I thought having a cool, minimalist apartment was everything. I had no comfortable spots to actually relax, decompress, or feel at home. It took me years to realize that having a designated cozy corner with soft lighting, comfortable seating, maybe some books and blankets, isn't just about aesthetics. It's about giving yourself permission to rest and creating a physical space that supports your emotional well-being. I wish I'd started building these little sanctuaries earlier, instead of trying to impress people with stark, uncomfortable living spaces. Story 123. Well, I'm 16. I talk about how far we've come and to never give up. Always keep trying. Just like with the moon and sun. When it gets dark, it gets light again. Just have to be patient. Smiley. Story 124. You will eventually revert for her. Don't rush it. Focus on the money. and don't be scared of anybody. Also, DCA and do not sell. Story 125. Seriously, chill. You don't have to have it all figured out at 18. Take naps, make friends, travel a little, and maybe don't text that one person at 2 a.m. Story 126. This is future you. Buy all the Bitcoin you can. It will go over 150K a coin. Younger me. Fudge off your can't tell me what to do. Story 127. Hey, sometime in the year 2000, 2001, you're going to own a couple hundred shares of Apple. Yeah, really. Don't laugh. And some online bookseller called Amazon. Yeah, you'll be able to order books on the internet, like AOL, but on something called the World Wide Web anyway. You're going to see the price jump 300, and you're going to want to sell for a nice chunk of change. Do not do it. Story 128. Study your passion instead of making a career decision based on fear. And for the love of God, keep that money from your dad in mutual funds. Story 129. Turn them in for conspiracy, what you have been through and will be going through. Expose them all. Here's the list of people in case you have forgotten them, which you have from being beaten. Everything was in journals documented. Feds, FBI, SJPD, CC, Sheriff's Office. Have some of your journals and will be helping those people due to those other things to kids they did to you. They will also be doing the same thing to you again and will be doing the other things they did to you first to even more children. Story 130. Stop seeking validation from men. Find a hobby you love and spend your nights on that instead. Your mental peace will thank you later. Story 131. Don't give so much of a shoot about what people potentially think about you. No one gives enough of a shoot to pay that close attention to everything you do and enjoy. So don't let anyone make you feel bad about your hobbies and interests. Story 132. Get therapy. It's all right. Gym. Go. Take more time to focus on your creative and artistic ventures and doing what you like. Story 133. February 3. C-section. Look outside as soon as you wake up. Calm down. You're in the recovery room and she's being held by mom. Just look outside before mom and baby come into your recovery room for the first time. He was there. Story 134. Do everything the same. You're going to love the craziest people. You'll lose many as well, and it will hurt like hell. Life will break your heart, but it's your job to repair it. Don't worry, it'll open, grow bigger. Learn perspective. Stay grateful and grounded as much as you can. Question your gut feelings, then always trust them yourself. Work on forgiving faster because it'll just help you out. Stay strong and be in service of others. That's the meaning of your life. Feel your feelings, meditate, and let's do this, baby. Story 135. Real estate is the way to start. Then, don't get suckered into an emotionally abusive relationship or situation. Story 136. Dear me, from the past, here are some lottery draws and some NBA sure bets at odds of 600 and odds of 1400 and study jerk. Story 137. Tell him to figure out how to buy Google stock and find out where the shoot Bitcoin could be bought and buy shoot tons of it. Story 138. Learn how to mine Bitcoin and hold on to it for 15 years. Oh, and do not go on that first date to the beach. No sane person wears high heels to a beach. That's a sign. Story 139. Learn how to mine Bitcoin and hold on to it for 15 years. Oh, and do not go on that first date to the beach. No sane person wears high heels to a beach. That's a sign. Story 140. Get medicated for your OCD. Here's the dosage. Go find a psychiatrist. Also your bi, kiss some cute guys in college. Story 141. Quit being lazy about going to church. Like 90 of your issues get solved there later and would be way less of an issue if you started going back earlier. Be a little reckless once in a while. You should have bought Bitcoin already. Do it now. Story 142. I would say not to start drinking because I became an alcoholic for 2 years and almost ruined my marriage later on. But it led to me going to rehab and me turning my life around. IDK, maybe I'd say buy GameStop stock. Story 143. You're not ready for Andy, but that's okay. Every Michelle is crazy. You'll have a lot of fun. So be careful and enjoy the ride. Hug your brothers as often as you can. Tell him to check his liver. Story 144. Finish this year of the college you are in, then resign the scholarship. It's not for you. Expect your father to go ballistic, so stay with your uncle. Story 145. Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. Borrow as much money as you can and hold until 2022, then sell all of it. Note, I was 18 in 2000. Story 146. Probably just tell him to start working out. I like everything I went through as a young adult but would prefer to have been hotter. Story 147. Sam is into you, dumbass. Also, all the doctors are wrong. You will live way past 30. Remember to actually keep the Bitcoin you mine when it comes into existence. And ask mom about FAFSA today. Marry Sam. Go to Christendom. Get your master's in World Lit and minor in anthropology. Also, your best friend in the entire world is waiting for you in northern Arkansas. His name is Watt, and he's in the Army. Convinced him not to join. Do not take the shot when it comes time. You will know what I mean when it comes. Buy land in southern Missouri as much as possible, as soon as possible. Story 148. Follow these steps and you will save 8 years of your life. 1. Watch Forks Over Knives. That's video mom wants you to watch. Get her to assist you with step 2. She will gladly help. 2. Go vegan for 6 or more months and get healthy. Follow a workout app. 3. See a counselor about your hobby you do when nobody else is around. 4. Invest in your relationship with P, B, and to a lesser extent L. Nurture your interest in film. When steps 1 through 4 are complete, read the spoiler. 4. Realize you're trans and get on hormones as quick as is reasonable. This will improve your mental state. 5. When your friend moves to Vancouver, go with him. He will turn out to be non-binary, but let them figure that out on their own. 6. Be passionate in your school interview. Don't fudge it up. 7. At this point, I can't tell how the future will be, but if you want to meet one of the best people on the planet, go to Alf House on July 1st, specifically, or Redgate in Van as much as possible during July, August 2024. If you see a curly redhead and/or a girl with a black hat, talk to them and make friends. Trust me. Story 149. Purchase stock in Apple Computers and Qualcomm. The amount is not important. Keep doing it. Don't sell until you're 30. Story 150. Go for intense Vipassana meditation retreat from a monastery and practice it daily after the retreat. Story 151. Stocks. Bro stocks. I would suggest every commodities stocks in MF that jump from like $5 to $50 today, like in last 5 years only. This would made my invested 100 into 1,000, and the same if I can do for my 22-year-old self. Then I will be a millionaire. Story 152. Tip off the IRS, FBI, and Comey to some specific tax evasion going on and a certain trauma island in the works. Story 153. I'd say, seriously, start taking care of your health now. It's way easier to build good habits early than to fix things later. Story 154. Man, you're in for a ride. Strap in and enjoy. Just accepting life's hurdles and difficulties while trying to be positive. Story 155. Hey bud, how you doing? For the most part, things are going to turn out all right, no matter how tough things get here or there. There's plenty that I could tell you, but honestly, I don't want to mess with where you're heading too much. However, there is one thing you need to hold closer than anything else. In about a year or so, you'll be talking with your computer science classmates. You're going to hear about this relatively new piece of novel technology. It's called Bitcoin. It's going to seem cool, and you'll be tempted to buy a bit of it just for fun. But it's going to seem like you shouldn't spend the money right now. Ignore that instinct. Spend the 50 to buy the Bitcoin. Don't back out on the purchase. I know that a few hundred Bitcoin seems unnecessary to get right now, but just trust me on this one, my dude. Also, you have ADHD. Go to a doctor and start getting treated now. Don't wait a decade before finally getting your shoot together and talking to a professional. Clove you by. Story 156. Here are the winning lottery numbers. Invest in this thing called Microsoft, Apple Computers, and this thing called Bitcoin is going to come out. Buy as much as you can as soon as you can. Story 157. Save this message. When you turn my age, make sure to send it to your 18YO self. How to spend your time and what to value in life. Method for getting rich. Commentary on how I won't need to work as hard as I did the first time around. Story 158. In a few years, Dad will start to feel sick every evening. Don't believe the doctors he has cancer. Find a doctor that will check that out ASAP. Otherwise, they will need years to find it, and they won't save him. Story 159. If you play the winning numbers on the dates other winners have won, You don't mess up any sequences. You just get a share of the pot. Story 160. If you meet a girl and she's very religious, do not say I can work with that. You're lying to her. You're lying to yourself, and it's not going to go well from there. Story 161. Get a degree. Do not bet on landing a good-paying blue-collar skilled trade career like Dad had raising you, as you missed being a part of the luckiest generation in history. He didn't. I think about this every day as I work my jerk off in an effort to keep my head above water, and it gets harder every single day. At 49, the same age my dad retired from GM at, with a full pension and medical benefits for the rest of his life, I have zilch saved, no health care, owe everybody under the sun, and if I make it another 15 years to pay off my mortgage, it'll probably be rewarded with a deed lien from some form of debt I owe. Die alone and broke, just like I knew would happen decades ago. What a joke the U.S. has become. At least it's interesting to die alongside the empire that drained you. Story 162. Buy as much Bitcoin as you can possibly afford on July 14th, 2010. Sell 50 of it in 2025 and hold the rest. Story 163. Well, because I'm 16, this letter won't be much use for me. It's like a time capsule, only for just 2 years, lol. Story 164. Dad won't change, except he is doing his best with his limited emotional tools. And appreciate the time you have left with him, because it is not much. He's not abusive. He loves you to passing. Story 165. Forgive your dad. Hug him. Ask him all the questions you can. Do the same for your grandfather. Push your dad to go to the doctor regularly for checkups. He will have stage 4 cancer and die 6 months after you take him to get help. Tell your grandfather to lose weight and take care of himself so he doesn't have a heart attack and dies 1 month after your dad dies. Leaving you, can your grandmother alone.